Hey guys, what I'm going to do now is just have a little bit of a talk about group policy. If we go to Start, Server Manager, click on Tools and go to Group Policy Management. What I'm going to do is just go down to our TestLab OU, select Computers, right click and create a GPO in this domain. Just gave it a name of testing. And now we can see that there is a linked group policy object. If I right click on the policy and select edit, we will now have the actual group policy management editor come up with the policy inside. You'll notice here on the left we have computer configuration and user configuration. Something that a lot of people seem to struggle to get their heads around is the difference between the two. Essentially, you can't apply a user configuration policy of any sort to a computer group. So what that means is under our computers group here, we have our test PC added, but this is a user configuration, so it won't actually apply to that. It would need to be attached to the users group. So as I've created this testing policy under computers, we can ignore everything that's in the user configuration. If we just drop down policies, this is where we can do some stuff such as install software, add scripts, security settings, deploy printers, set local policies, user write assignments, etc. We can also add window defender rules, such as inbound rules and outbound rules. We might just add one just for a little bit of testing purpose. If we fire up our test PC that we created the other day, and click Ctrl-Delete and log in our client, we can then go to the Start menu and select the control panel. Just going to change the categories to small icons, that's how I seem to like it. Select the Windows Defender Firewall and go to Advanced Settings. As this particular user is not a local administrator of this computer, I have to enter the domain details here. And I'm just going to hit on inbound rules. And now I'm going to go back to our domain controller and select inbound rules. And we can see here that the ones on the computer are just the standard ones added by Windows. So on here we have the ability to add a new rule. So thinking back to one of the previous videos I did regarding the remote desktop port, what I might do is just set up one for that. Just select port, TCP, we'll set our specific local port to 4000. We'll allow the connection to all of these places and we'll call it custom RDP. Finish. We can now see that we've created the group policy and added a firewall rule. If we just scroll down on here, we can see that custom RDP does not exist as a rule. It's a little command in group policy or in Windows called GP update. So I'm just going to bring up a command prompt and type GP update /force. And what this is now doing is it's updating the computer policy and the user policy. You can see the computer policy has been done. and now the user policy also. So now I'm going to go back to our control panel, Windows Defender, Advanced, put our password in again. And now I'm going to scroll down in the inbound rules to see that it has not shown up. So what we're going to do, as a computer policy sometimes applies on startup, I'm actually going to reboot the PC. I'll just do a shutdown. And we'll log it back in. And we're just going to go back into the Windows Defender firewall, Advanced, enter the password for the third time. And check our inbound rules. Okay, we can see it's still not showing up. So we're going to have to do a little bit more troubleshooting. Just going to go back into the Group Policy Manager and make sure that my testing policy is connected to the right OU, which it is. And I'm just going to make sure that our computers exist in there. This whole time I thought it was sorted alphabetically, when actually the custom RDP rules at the top the whole time. So we can see that the group policy has now applied to the PC. If we just go back into our group policy that we created, and we'll just minimize that and have a bit more of a look around. Under the administrative templates, we can also put in some other things, such as control panel settings. For an example, if you want to prevent changing the lock screen or the logon image, prevent changing the start menu background, etc. We can do regional settings, network settings, printers. This is print settings though, this is not where you would add printers from. I'll go through that in a later video. We can select the start menu also, and also a bunch of system settings. When you're running a domain, you'll find that the Windows Components spot is where you'll do a lot of your settings. If you select all settings, then you can see all the settings that you can possibly change. And there is 2,455 of them. In the later years, from Server 2012, they added a new function called Preferences. If we just select Preferences and have a bit of a look, this allowed a lot easier method of deploying certain things to how it used to be. It's a lot more user friendly, it has a bit of a GUI to it. So for an example, if we wanted to add a printer, we can just select New, TCP/IP printer, give it all the details, and then it will push out to the clients. I prefer to do that a different way, and I'll show you how to do that in another video also. With the user configuration, you'll actually find that there is different settings in them, though some of them are the same. One of the clear ones I can see here is that on the computer configuration, we do not have drive maps, which we do on the user configuration. So that's a very brief overview to how group policy management works. I'll make some more videos on this shortly, so subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you later.